right? So next one, tubectomy. So tubectomy is sterilization process in whom in the females. In this process, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in the region of abdomen or through the vagina. So here what happens? So small part of fallopian tube is removed or tied up. The fallopian tube part is going to be cut or tied up. Then obviously through what? Through a small incision through the abdomen or through the vagina. Through the abdomen the incision is takes place, or through the vagina only there is the fallopian tube part is removed. Small part of the fallopian tube part is removed or tied up. So here what happens, whenever the fallopian tube part is removed or tied up, then obviously the blockage of what? The blockage of ovas are takes place. Ovas which are releases from the region of where? From the region of ovaries, and ovas further not reaches up to the region of fertilization site. So whenever worms further not reaches up to the region of fertilization site, then obviously there is no fertilization, there is no pregnancy. Okay, up to this clear. So this is regarding about vasectomy and tubectomy. That was right. So once again I am revising here. Vasectomy, in this process a small part of the vas deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum. In this process, in the vasectomy, for whom? Vasectomy for the males, sterilization technique in the males. In this process, a small part of the vas deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum. Right? Okay. Next, tubectomy. In this process, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in the abdomen or through the vagina. That is called tubectomy in the females. And the next point, these techniques are highly effective but their reversibility is poor. These techniques are highly effective. Why? Because highly effective, these are permanent contraceptive methods and their reversibility is poor. Again, they need children, so it is very tough job for again they get the children, because of once they underwent tubectomy or vasectomy, and the reversibility is very poor. Okay, so before undergoes of vasectomy and tubectomy, they need to think, so they don't want children further, the people should the couple should undergoes either vasectomy or tubectomy. Right, up to this clear all of you? Okay, we'll show the diagram. So first in the NCRT diagram, there is NCRT diagram, this is vasectomy and tubectomy, right? So in the vasectomy in the whom? Vasectomy in the males, right? See here, the vas deferens cut and tied here. So vas deferens cut and tied here. So here both the vas deferens cut and tied. So from the testis the sperms are releases, and along with that epididymis, and epididymis opens into vas deferens. The sperms transports through vas deferens, and whenever the sperms further not reaches into further part of the vas deferentia. What is the reason? Because here only blockage is takes place. Here only blockage is takes place. So where the sperm goes? The sperm is absorbed in our body only. So by our body only the sperms are going to be absorbed. So it is further not reaches into further part of vas deferentia. When our sperms are not reaches, then what happens? Through the penis, through the urethra, there is through the penis the releasing of semen is takes place, but semen without sperms. So why semen is releases at the time of insemination? At the time of coitus, the semen is releases. Why? Further, seminal vesicle fluids, prostate gland, bulbourethral gland fluids, those are fluids are releases. The secretions are releases, but these secretions do not have sperms. When our sperms are absent, there is no fertilization, there is no pregnancy. Are you got it or not? Right. So blockage of sperms or takes place in the vasectomy. Right. Next one, in the tubectomy. In the tubectomy, what is happening? So whenever the female undergoes tubectomy, suppose for example, whenever the ova are releases from the ovaries and ovas reaches through from here, and ovas are presented here and these ovas are presented here, right? And whenever male releases sperms into the region of vagina, so through vagina sperms reaches to the cervix and the uterus, and through the uterus and fallopian tube sperms are presented up here only. And whenever sperms are further not reaches into the fertilization site, and ovas also further not reaches, so there is no chance for meet with the sperms. So here also same. So blockage of gametes takes place. Are you understood or not? We discussed already. Either male or female only undergoes surgical method. There is sterilization. Suppose a female undergoes sterilization technique, the male not undergoes. So further male releases sperms, normal sperms only. But sperms not reaches up to the region of fertilization site. Then there is here blockage of gametes again takes place. Fallopian tubes cut and tied. Then obviously there is no fertilization, there is no pregnancy. Understood or not? Okay. Suppose in case only male undergoes vasectomy, so no need of a female. Why? Because so whenever male releases without sperm, then obviously female should not get tubectomy. So generally in the case of cesareans, at the time of delivery, the females are undergoes a tubectomy process. Okay, right. And further I will show one of the diagram. Right. So this is tubectomy. So whenever through the abdomen there is a small incision, and here the fallopian tube part cut and tied, and obviously sperms are released, so sperms are not further reaches into the region of fertilization site. So here cut and tied. This is tied up very tightly, right? It's not cutting part, it's a tied up part only. Okay. And next one, so there is the different types of tubectomy process. So completely this band completely tied and categorized here, so there is no further transportation, and there is a tied, cut and tied process here. So here also there is no further transportation of gametes. Up to this clear? This is tubectomy. And vasectomy, see, so this is scrotum, and through the scrotum there is this is vas differentia, and vas differentia cut and tied, right? And this is vasectomy process in the males. So on the scrotum the vas differentia through the small incision only is takes place. This process is takes place. It's very minor surgery, sterilization technique. And one of the vasectomy video I want to show, right? Right here. So this is before vasectomy. From the testis the sperms are releases, and it goes through vasa differentia, and along with the seminal fluid the sperms are releases through the urethra and to the penis outside. And this is after vasectomy. See, after vasectomy what happens? So both vas difference cut, so sperms should not reach further into vas difference. Through the vas difference what enters? Through the vas difference only entering of what? Entering of only seminal fluid or seminal plasma. See here, look at here. Okay, you understood that? So semen is not reaching further. So semen is absorbed by in this region only. Okay, so not semen, sperms are absorbed in this region. Okay, the semen releases after vasectomy also, but the semen without sperms. Have you understood? Okay, this is before vasectomy and this one is after vasectomy. You can clearly observe in this diagram. Clear all of you?